Nobody expected this moment to happen. For months, car fans around the world have been watching one name dominate the automotive internet: Mat Armstrong. From rebuilding destroyed supercars to bringing crashed luxury vehicles back to life, Mat built a reputation for doing what most people would never even attempt. Millions of viewers became obsessed with the process. But one project changed everything: a damaged Lamborghini. Not just any Lamborghini, a car many people believe should never have been rebuilt in the first place. And that's exactly why the internet exploded when reports started circulating about what the Lamborghini CEO allegedly thought about creators rebuilding exotic cars outside official factory systems. Car fans immediately started asking one question: was this aimed at Mat Armstrong? Today we're breaking down the full story, the controversy, the reaction from fans, and why this moment became one of the biggest conversations in the car community. And trust me, the ending says a lot about where the future of car culture is heading. The rise of Mat Armstrong didn't happen overnight. At first, he was simply another automotive creator posting rebuild videos online. But unlike many others, Mat understood something important. People don't just love expensive cars. They love transformation. They love seeing something destroyed come back to life. And that formula worked perfectly. Every rebuild became more intense. Every challenge became more impossible. And eventually, his channel started attracting millions of viewers from around the world. But there was one thing that made his videos different from traditional car content: risk. Because rebuilding supercars isn't easy. These vehicles are packed with complex electronics, rare parts, advanced engineering, and systems that only highly trained specialists fully understand. That's why companies like Lamborghini maintain extremely strict standards when it comes to repairs, servicing, and certification. For luxury manufacturers, reputation is everything. One poorly repaired car shown online can affect how people view the brand. And that's where things started becoming complicated. As Mat's projects became bigger, fans became more invested than ever. People weren't just watching rebuilds anymore. They were emotionally connected to the outcome. Would the engine start? Would the electronics work? Would the car ever drive again? Every episode felt like a movie. And when he started working on Lamborghinis, the attention became even bigger. Because Lamborghini isn't just a car company. It's a symbol, a dream brand, something people associate with perfection, speed, luxury, and status. So naturally, when heavily damaged Lamborghinis started appearing in YouTube rebuild videos, reactions were divided. Some people loved it. Others hated it. Some fans believed creators like Mat were inspiring a new generation of car enthusiasts. Others believed exotic vehicles should only be repaired through official systems. And then came the statements that sparked massive discussion online. Comments from automotive executives discussing safety, authenticity, and rebuild culture quickly spread across social media. Clips were reposted everywhere. Forums exploded. YouTube comments turned into debates. And suddenly people began connecting those conversations directly to creators like Mat Armstrong. Now, to be clear, online discussions often become exaggerated very quickly. A single quote can spread across the internet within hours and completely change meaning depending on how people interpret it. But that didn't stop fans from reacting. Some defended Lamborghini. Others defended Mat. And many people believe the entire situation represented something much bigger than one creator or one company. It became a battle between traditional automotive culture and modern internet car culture. Because today, YouTubers have influence that once belonged only to major television networks and magazines. Millions of people now trust creators more than traditional advertising. That changes everything, especially for luxury brands. Think about it. Years ago, exotic car companies controlled almost every aspect of their image. Professional commercials, magazine features, official dealership experiences. Everything was carefully managed. But now, one viral YouTube video can reach more people in 24 hours than some TV campaigns. And creators like Mat Armstrong understand exactly how to keep audiences watching. High stakes, expensive repairs, unexpected problems, huge reveals. It's entertainment mixed with real engineering. And viewers love it. That's why the controversy gains so much attention. Not because people hate Lamborghini, and not because people hate Mat Armstrong, but because both represent two powerful sides of modern car culture. One side values exclusivity, perfection, and official standards. The other values creativity, passion, transparency, and independent rebuilding. And honestly, both sides make valid points. Luxury manufacturers spend years engineering these vehicles. Safety systems in supercars are incredibly advanced. Even small mistakes during repairs can create major problems. That's why official repair procedures exist. But at the same time, creators have shown incredible skill bringing damaged cars back to life in ways that fascinate millions of people. Viewers love seeing the process, the failures, the stress, the victories. It feels real, and authenticity matters online. In fact, many fans say that's exactly why Mat Armstrong became so successful. He shows mistakes. He shows problems. He shows moments where things almost go wrong. That creates trust with viewers. And in today's internet world, trust is extremely valuable. As the discussions continued, something interesting started happening. Instead of hurting interest in these rebuild videos, the controversy actually made them even more popular. People became curious. New viewers discovered the channel. Clips started trending. Reaction videos appeared everywhere. And suddenly, more people than ever were talking about Lamborghinis online. Ironically, the debate itself created even more attention for both the brand and the creator. That's the power of internet culture. Sometimes controversy becomes marketing without anyone planning it. And this entire situation revealed something very important about modern audiences. People no longer want polished perfection all the time. They want stories. They want emotion. They want to see challenges. That's why rebuild content performs so well on YouTube. It combines luxury, suspense, engineering, and entertainment all at once. And when you add a globally recognized brand like Lamborghini into the mix, the internet pays attention immediately. But there's another reason this story became so massive. Accessibility. Most people will never own a Lamborghini. For many viewers, these cars feel untouchable, almost unreal. But creators like Mat Armstrong change that perception. By showing every bolt, every wire, every damaged panel, viewers suddenly feel connected to machines that once seemed impossible to understand. That changes the relationship between audiences and luxury cars. Instead of seeing them only as status symbols, people begin appreciating the engineering and complexity behind them. And honestly, that's probably one reason so many younger viewers became interested in automotive culture again. These videos make cars exciting, not through commercials, but through storytelling. And storytelling always wins online, especially on YouTube, because YouTube rewards watch time, emotion, curiosity, and retention. The best performing videos make audiences ask questions constantly. Will it work? Can this be fixed? How much will it cost? What happens next? Mat Armstrong mastered that formula. And whether people support or criticize rebuild culture, there's no denying the impact it has had on automotive media. Even major companies now understand creators cannot be ignored. Social media changed the balance of influence forever. One creator with a camera can shape conversations across the entire car industry that would have sounded impossible 10 years ago. But today, it's reality. And maybe that's why this entire story captured so much attention. It wasn't only about one statement. It was about change. The automotive world is evolving. Brands are adapting. Audiences are changing. And creators are becoming more powerful every year. Now here's the interesting part. Despite all the controversy, one thing remained true throughout the entire discussion. People kept watching. The views kept increasing. The conversations kept growing. And the passion for cars became even stronger. In many ways, the situation proved something important. Car culture is bigger than companies, bigger than creators. It's driven by passion. Some people express that passion by engineering vehicles at the highest level. Others express it by rebuilding impossible projects in garages. But at the core, it comes from the same place. Love for cars. And maybe that's why audiences became so emotionally invested in this story. Because it represented more than internet drama. It represented a collision between old-school exclusivity and modern creator culture. A collision that's reshaping industries far beyond automobiles. Fashion, technology, entertainment. Everything is changing because audiences now connect directly with creators. And brands are still learning how to adapt to that world. As for Mat Armstrong, one thing is certain. He helped redefine automotive content on YouTube. Whether people agree with his methods or not, his influence is impossible to ignore. Millions of viewers who never cared about Rebuild before are now watching every episode. That level of impact doesn't happen accidentally. And regarding Lamborghini, the brand remains one of the most respected names in the automotive world. Its focus on engineering, performance, and identity continues to make it one of the most recognizable luxury manufacturers on Earth, which is exactly why discussions involving Lamborghini spread so quickly online. People care deeply about the brand, and whenever passion meets controversy, the internet explodes. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think creators rebuilding supercars is good for car culture? Or should exotic brands maintain stricter control over repairs and modifications? Comment below with your opinion. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories from the world of supercars, internet culture, and the biggest automotive controversies online. Because the next story might be even crazier. And just when people thought the conversation was finally slowing down, another wave of reactions hit the internet. Car forums started revisiting old rebuild projects. TikTok clips began spreading again. Fans were comparing factory repair costs to independent rebuild budgets. And suddenly, a bigger question appeared. Who really controls car culture now? Because years ago, companies controlled almost everything people saw. If a supercar was damaged badly, most people would never even know it existed again. Those cars disappeared quietly. But YouTube changed that forever. Now every stage of a rebuild can become entertainment watched by millions. Every mistake becomes content. Every success becomes a viral moment. And audiences love unpredictability. That's why viewers stayed emotionally invested in Mat Armstrong's projects. Not because they expected perfection, but because they expected chaos. Something always goes wrong. A missing part, an electronic failure, unexpected repair costs, delivery delays, engine problems. That uncertainty keeps people watching longer. And longer watch time is exactly what helps videos spread through the YouTube algorithm. In many ways, rebuild videos are the perfect content format for modern platforms. They naturally create suspense without feeling forced. And when the car involved is a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or another dream vehicle, curiosity becomes even stronger. People click instantly, because luxury cars trigger emotion. Even viewers who know nothing about mechanics still want to see what happens next. That's powerful content psychology. And creators who understand audience psychology usually dominate online. But there's another side to the story most people ignore. Pressure. Because once millions of people start watching your projects, expectations become massive. Every upload has to feel bigger than the last one. Every rebuild has to be more dramatic. Every reveal has to surprise viewers. That pressure can push creators into extremely difficult situations, especially when dealing with vehicles worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. One wrong decision can destroy months of work, and audiences often forget how risky these projects really are. Supercars are not normal vehicles. Some parts alone cost more than entire family cars. A small electronic module can cost thousands. Carbon fiber damage can become incredibly expensive. Even simple-looking repairs sometimes turn into nightmares. That's why many viewers were shocked seeing independent creators attempt rebuilds most professionals wouldn't even touch. And honestly, that bravery is part of the reason the audience keeps growing. People admire impossible challenges. It's the same reason survival shows, restoration videos, and transformation content perform so well online. Humans naturally love watching difficult things get solved, especially when failure feels possible. That emotional tension creates addictive viewing. And Mat Armstrong's audience understands that feeling very well. But as the rebuild culture expanded, something unexpected happened. Traditional automotive companies started paying closer attention to YouTube creators, not just for entertainment, but for influence, because creators now shape opinions faster than advertisements. A single viral upload can completely change public perception overnight. That level of influence is impossible for brands to ignore. And maybe that's why reactions surrounding Lamborghini became such a huge topic online. People weren't just discussing one statement anymore. They were discussing the future relationship between manufacturers and creators. Should companies work with independent rebuilders? Should they support creator culture? Or should luxury brands protect their vehicles through stricter control? There's no easy answer, because both sides have legitimate concerns. Manufacturers care about safety, brand reputation, and engineering standards. Creators care about innovation, freedom, and audience engagement. And viewers? Most viewers just want entertaining content. But the situation revealed something fascinating about internet audiences. People are increasingly supporting authenticity over perfection. Highly polished advertisements no longer dominate attention the way they once did. Now audiences prefer real reactions, real struggles, and real outcomes. That's exactly why YouTube became more powerful than traditional media in many industries. It feels human. When viewers watch a rebuild fail, they feel frustration. When an engine finally starts, they feel excitement. When a project seems impossible, they feel tension. Those emotions create connection, and connection creates loyal audiences. That's why channels like Mat Armstrong's continue growing so quickly. The audience doesn't feel like they're watching commercial. They feel like they are part of the journey. And that emotional investment is incredibly valuable online, especially in automotive content where competition is massive. Thousands of creators